Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for you got it, Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take a lot more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play those karmic themes. This will allow you to understand why everything's playing out the way that it is. Very important when we are looking at people that wear masks, that create illusions. They try to make us feel a certain way. Thing is, when it's a soul connection, we can usually feel what they're doing is not in alignment with what they're showing. It's just we don't understand why they're doing what they're doing. And those karmic connections do have a way of awakening all our wounds. So really, spirit always wants you to look at your connections to see what the spiritual lesson is. So again, the universe always brings us people into our life to teach us, to heal us. Only a lot of times we don't heal. We just feel as if we're still stuck in this place of hurt. And that's the reason why, is because you haven't fully integrated the spiritual lesson. And if you don't fully spiritually integrate the lesson, you then are still a magnet for the same type of energy to come into your life. And there's always this anxiety towards it, where when you learn the spiritual lesson, it's not like that same type of karmic experience won't play out, but the way that you handle it is so different. It doesn't affect you. You see it different. Your approach is different. Well, again, that's what learning is. That's what healing is. It's seeing a different version of yourself because you decided to do something different. You decided to change. And when we change internally. Like that's how we can create positive change, lasting change. And as a result, externally, we get different results. All right, now if you want to enter into a free reading with me, you got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first part that pull out. It's the underlining energy that tells us why everyone's doing what they're doing. Going all different ways there. Also, know in the description box, my link for my life coaching is in there. And it's exciting because I help people find their soul's path, help them along their path, but they see results. They begin to start seeing themselves differently. And that is really transformational, not just for them, but for me. It's exciting. It also helps you heal your inner child wounds, your shadow, and integration process, as well as the transmutation process through your path. And I give so many different resources, which is great because you get to keep them for a lifetime. And because your healing is going to be a lifetime. However, I get you on your path. I get you to heal the effects of your trauma, teach you how to stay spiritually clean so that you can stay balanced, and the resources to keep you consistent on your path. So again, the link is in the description box along with all other important information. Okay. The word of the video is needy, needy. I feel like you're connected to someone that's needy. It's again emotionally needy, but the thing is, you didn't get that version of them. You got I feel like you got the self-righteous version of them, but this person is needy. And because they're needy, it's and I feel like you're in a higher power right now. This person doesn't know how to approach you. It's I feel like they try to antagonize you, let it get underneath your skin a little bit, and that could be by just stonewalling you, not giving you anything to try to get you to give to them. See, they're needy emotionally, which means that they don't feed themselves what they need on an emotional level. And that means, connecting to things that they're passionate about, like hobbies, interests, other types of connections instead of passionate connections. This person's needy because of that. So they would expect you to give them that passion all the time. And the bottom line is no one can be anyone's passion all the time. It's essentially impossible. We have to get passion from a lot of different vehicles in life. You get it from your friends. You get it from the hobbies and your interests. You get it from achieving things. You get it from, again, different feelings. Like this person is needy where they would expect you to come into their life and like fix them. And I feel like that's the underlining energy. And also the fact that they're needy, I feel like they don't want to show that they don't know. So they'll just hold back and not give anything. So it comes across as if they don't really care. When the truth of the matter is, again, it's that they're needy. So they don't want to be seen as needy, though. And because they know on some level, like that they feel inadequate, that they don't fit in anywhere. That's what they feel like, which is why they're needy, but they feel like they're inadequate. The problem with that is over time, when a person is needy and they get you to give them so much, then they begin to make you feel inadequate because you're not coming in and fixing their life. So I don't know why I just channeled that, but I literally just channeled that, and that could be this person. So again, yeah, they form attachments because they're needy. And attachments are like, again, will come in and act like you're the best thing since sliced bread. That you, again, are like put you on a pedestal. And then, but in that, it's like, and they want to commit really soon. They feel like you're a good catch. See, they're not coming from a true sense of self, so they don't really value themselves. So this person would always be jealous. They would, no matter what you gave them, it wouldn't be enough because, again, they see you as a good catch, where it's almost like they need you instead of want you, right? I want you because I desire you, but this person like needs you. And that's because, again, they're needy. They haven't created enough of their own identity. And the identity that they have created, well, they don't like because they've sabotaged their life a lot. So they feel like they don't fit in anywhere. They feel like they're inadequate. And like I said, where if you tell this person anything, they're in denial, but they're also in denial at the fact that that there's anything wrong with them. And that's really what the problem is, which means that they never do any healing, that they go from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship. And it's always everybody else's fault. It's always instead of them. But in that, it keeps them insecure, which is how this started. It's like they're needy because they're insecure, but that's because they don't know who they are, because they haven't created enough of their life. Their life consists of, one bad relationship after another bad relationship, falling in love, committing too soon, becoming like attached. And attachment means that you're not living your life. That's what it means. It means that you're so obsessed, where this person like is unaware of what they do. And the thing is, they tend to attract to people that eventually also are not aware. But then what happens is it turns into a toxic connection. It brings a lot of anxiety because that this person is, after a while, you can't lose yourself in somebody else forever and expect to be fulfilled. You're not going to be. And also merging to somebody else and creating attachment over time, no one wants to feel attached, including the person that formed the attachment. They may like the fact that the person's there, but they don't want to do anything for that person. What they want to do is they want to create more passion because you become the old shoe, because it's again, like eating the same food every single day. It's like you cannot be this person's full on passion. When it comes to the bedroom, yes, but like in everywhere else of the person's life, no. And if you don't have balance within that area of other passions, then the relationship is always imbalanced because you're expecting that person to give too much. And that's what happened. This person expects people to give too much. They form attachments, but they don't want to be in the attachment after a while. So then they're always trying to get over by deceiving. And that's when they tend to cheat. That's when they tend to like start talking to other people. That's when they start to drink a little bit too much. That's when they start to, again, escape. You feel like the person's there, but not there. And it's because they don't feel like they fit in anywhere. And they don't fit in anywhere because they're not, we fit in through our hobbies and our interests and our passions. We connect to people through an intimate way, and that's what creates trust, intimacy. But it doesn't mean we're sleeping with them. It's that we're sharing our deepest thoughts. We're sharing our fears, our loves, our excitements, and that's what intimacy is that you're sharing the depths of your experiences with the person. This person doesn't do that. So they just try to emulate. And whenever we try to emulate someone, it's like, oh, well, I like what, Giselle Butchman looks like, the supermodel. I'm going to emulate her. Would I look like her? No. Would it look a little weird? Yes, it would look a little weird after a while because it's like, where's your identity? Your identity is not who you emulate. You should like certain qualities of someone, admire certain qualities. That's normal. But to try to be someone through copying someone, through being needy, it means that, you become a chameleon. But who can stay a chameleon for long periods of time? It's empty. That's what it feels like. It's an empty like thing. So the person continually needs to fill. They feel like empty. So, and they fill themselves with, again, by getting over, they can't stay in a connection with you and be in their addictions and talk to other people and to do other things like that. What they do is they withdraw. It's like, so you don't really know what they're doing. And so it brings it back to the fact that you know that this person's lost. And they are lost. Because they're like looking for themselves outside of themselves. That's why we don't create ourselves through that. We create ourselves through creating ourselves internally by our character, transforming our character. And we can do that when we're embodying the energy of unconditional love by doing what we love, by connecting to people again intimately, deeply. Then our heart is open. It's that we're grounded, we're in our body. We're doing what we love. We're in the passion of life that heals that second chakra. The gut intuition is leading you. And you have an open heart. It's like this person's not balanced. They're deceiving, which means that their root chakra is wide open. It's overactive. And it's because they're in a place of fear, of feeling inadequate and feeling like lost and attitude, like they don't belong anywhere. So it's, again, they're living through their addictions. And again, the passion is what the person focuses on. But over time, then you guys lose the passion because it's like too much that it burns hot, but then it doesn't have the lasting power because there's no ground. It just is that. And then what happens is when the passion is gone, well, a lot of frustration comes to play because the person makes you feel like your life is upside down. You're like, what type of connection? And then you want to make me feel powerless. That's how you make my life upside down. And that's the way that you dominate me. You don't give me anything. You make me feel powerless. And in that, I'm paying more attention to you than I'm paying attention to myself. This is you, Virgo, where you said to them. And so you're like, this is what it was like being in a connection with them. And so I feel like that's like, again, you couldn't deal with the negativity. So let's see if they're going to do anything. Let's see if they're going to do anything. So where they are now. Even though if they haven't done any healing, it's like clearly, they need to heal themselves because this would smother you. Needy energy is codependent energy, and that codependency, like, it turns into a karmic contract. And the karmic contract is like where you're bound to that person, where you're continually just reliving your childhood trauma or whatever the trauma that imprinted on your subconscious mind. It's usually your inner child wound that continually plays out. So if you were with this person, like I said, when they wanted to, you would have felt powerless. And once the passion ran out, well, then you would have really felt that way again. So again, they're trying to figure out what to do, but they're still not in their heart. They're still manipulating. They're just trying to manipulate a way to come back into your life. I just feel like this person, they're so afraid of rejection that that's why they're manipulating, because they're very insecure. So they know like what they did, how they treated you wasn't good. Because again, hurt people hurt people. They need their inner child healed. But there's a force of like when I ask what are they going to do, it's laziness. Laziness because again, this person like unless they can manipulate a way to come back into your life where it doesn't look like they're going to be rejected. I don't feel like this person wants to come back into your life because again, they're needy, but they don't want to show the fact that they're needy. So their heart is shut. So what we see here is that if you got into a connection with this person, it would go from one extreme to another, that they gave you nothing and then they would smother you. And it's because their inner child needs to be healed. They have intimacy issues, and that's trust. But then the irony is when they get into a relationship, they lose themselves in that relationship. But then the relationship is more one-sided, where it's a passionless relationship. So it becomes very tumultuous. And so this person has a big ego. And they're really afraid of rejection because again, that it's like you're gonna like I feel like when they're near you, they can feel that they're in balance. Do you know that being in a connection like this it keeps them in balance? Like you're not in balance the way that you live your life. This person can see, like you have friends that you again put your energy towards growing yourself, doing things. This person's always in a place of drama. And it's because they're needy. They're not growing themselves. They're not losing themselves in their hobbies, their interests. See, when we lose ourselves in our hobbies and our interests and our passions, it makes a way where there is no way. And then we meet people along the way that, we form those deep, intimate connections with. This person, I feel like you might have met along the way. However, they felt inadequate. They feel they're like really unaware of the fact that they're needy. They haven't healed. So this is a person that I feel like would project a lot, project a lot of on their, why things are a certain way. There is a strong past life connection that this person has with you, but they also know that they would have to like change some habits. And like I said, this person, like you're gonna find like during the healing process, they're gonna project a lot of their stuff onto you because this connection is all about growing. So it awakened wounds within inside of them because I feel like again, there's parts of you that are like, well, you wanted to play games where you didn't give me anything, so I would give more, but really you're needy. So now you're the one suffering. So I'm not going to be the one that comes back to you. If anything, you'd have to be the one that comes back to me. So this again, person feels that past life connection, but they know that they have to change certain habits. And even so that like they were still projecting because they're wounded. So spirit is saying like what you're noticing is a lot of different feelings and emotions because this person's insecure. So it's not like they don't have feelings, but they would almost want you to come in and like be the fixer and doer. But in that allows them to stay lazy. That allows them to stay in this low vibration energy. And Like I said, you just don't want to be in a relationship that's only about passion and nothing else. It doesn't have the staying power. So you have to say again, why did you attract this person into your life? You know, there's always a reason why, because what I feel like is like this person like already knows that you're a past life. They already know what they have to do. Um, and it doesn't not really saying what again what this person's going to do. It says like paranoid addiction, like I said, what you're feeling, what I'm seeing is like um anxiety is avoidance, not making a decision, trying not to make a decision due to like their past trauma. That's why. So the relationship is just stressful. So this person just stays in a place of not doing anything, you know, like not just staying in a place of disempowerment. So I just feel like that's this like where they are. They're not capable of doing the healing. They want you to do the healing. They not the healing. They want you to come in and fix them. And yes, do the healing for them. But really the healing would come in them actually rising up to the connection and not being needy. Needy people manipulate to get what they want. That's how this person does it. They're not coming straight in and saying, "Hey, I'm needy." What they're doing is, I'm going to emotionally not give you anything. I'm going to manipulate so that I get what you give me. And then I need the constant attention. I need for you to constantly give me attention. No one's going to give this person constant attention. So they have to play games. Thing is, you didn't play the game after a while. You were like, you might have played with it for a certain amount of time, but you were like, this person gives me too much anxiety. So how did they deal with you? They checked out again through their addictions and again projections. And really, because they're always confronted with, are you going to change your habits? And your habits could be, again, escaping, drinking too much, talking to other people, not really valuing the connection. And really, this person needs to work on themselves. The reason why they're inadequate is because they play a lot of games to get what they want. So they feel like they can strategize, but what happens is that they don't manifest positive relationships, which is why they're insecure. So it's like they don't really even see what they do. And so, like I said, we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? I'm looking for my cards. Here they are on my lap. The inner child cards. And that's going to tell you, again, you're a mirror of who and what comes into your life. Why did this person come into your life? What's the point of a needy person coming into your life that plays games? Again, well, that's the low vibration. Doesn't mean that this person doesn't have feelings. They have feelings. They're just used to being in relationships where they're the dominant person in the connection. But understand, they're only attracting imbalanced people. So when you met this person, you were in balance because, again, like goes to like. So disassociated, there you go, darlings. It's again that when you go through trauma, that's bad, but you don't remember it. You don't remember aspects. So there's fragmented pieces that you detach from childhood. So again, abuse, psychological, emotional abuse, doesn't need to be physical abuse. That's again could have been so traumatizing that you detach from yourself. So, but when we are detached from ourselves, we're still holding on to that negative energy. We're just not aware of it. That one's kind of sticking out. Laughter, rage, lies and secrecy, dance, misunderstood. I gotta pull one more. Time and attention. So disassociation to me again, because parent was full of rage all the time. So it made you fearful. And so you couldn't run away. So what did you do? You checked out. It's the way that you dealt with it. And then because that parent was always angry, they didn't really give you time and attention. They didn't give you the love and the energy that you needed. And so like that affected how you were able to go with the flow of life. And I say that is always like the dance of life, right? It's like how we travel through life. It's being able to find ourselves. There was a lack of laughter, there was a lack of joy. If anything, you were made to feel misunderstood, which really was the lie, the lies. And the secret was the fact that you grew up in an imbalanced environment, that you weren't sharing that with anyone. So again, you needed to give yourself the time and attention. The person that's connected to you is full of rage here. They played a lot of games, but people that feel good don't need to play a lot of games. I feel like this person is full of rage, and it's because when we go through traumatic experiences where there's that much rage, we disassociate. So again, there's trauma. There was trauma. I believe that you're connected to someone that has a lot of trauma due to their childhood experience. You have a lot of trauma from your childhood experience, just from being brought up in an environment with a parent that didn't allow your unique unfoldment process, that which is, again, just you finding yourself in peace. They didn't give you the love through the time, attention, which is support. They didn't give you that support. So again, that made you feel like not loved, not cared about, living a lie. Again, the lie is that being perceived as being misunderstood when you really weren't misunderstood. It's just parent wasn't capable of understanding you because they didn't want to at the time, because again, they were stuck in their pain and their rage and their anger and their resentment that they checked out. Never have an angry parent that's just angry all the time. It's like the child doesn't feel safe, does not feel safe. It's like, and then it's not any productive time that parent is really giving. It's time where, because that parent is angry, the child begins to think that it's something wrong with them, that they did something wrong. So again, instead of getting the nurturing and the love through time and attention, no, it's again, you detached. And that affected the way you moved within the world. And you felt like people misunderstood you, but I feel like that was your wound. A lot of times when we go through traumatic experiences, we perceive that everybody perceives us through our wounds, where again, that affected your joy, and that was living a lie. The secret, so Spirit's saying it was about you. We're definitely breaking away from this person, because staying connected to this person over time, you would be rageful. And they would not give you the time and attention because, again, they didn't give time and attention before. So there's a sense that not the type of time and attention that you need anyway. And that would affect you again through the way you move through your life. It's like, again, being in a relationship that's all about lies and like feeling misunderstood, where really it's like there's nothing to misunderstand. It's the fact that the dynamic of the connection, that this person didn't put enough effort into the connection to build an emotional connection, is what the problem is, due to their inadequacy, due to their neediness. They thought that they were going to play a game, that because they saw your woundedness, they saw, or maybe you shared with them about growing up in an environment with a rageful parent, that there was trauma there, that you didn't get time and attention. So they figured you didn't know your worth, where a lot of times that happens so this person gambled on the fact that you would still hold on And that's not what happened. I feel like what's happening, Spirit's saying is no, it's about now integrating the spiritual lesson of feeling inadequate, of feeling as if that was your fault as wrong. It's like give yourself the time and attention. It's like, and we pull from two more from this deck, which is oh, two came out, so we had to take it. I mean, I didn't purposely do that, so I'm thinking that it was. It's that spirit saying it's like it's all about integrating all facets of your life. This person brought up a wound of how, again, you needed to heal the disassociation, that you're detached. And it's through, again, going back to that experience where that your parent made you feel the same way that this person made you feel, so that you had to actually look at the wound so you could integrate it. And so it actually brought you deep wisdom because you did integrate it, because you did something different, that you trusted in yourself, that you did the right thing, that you can trust yourself. I feel like when you grow up with a parent that's so rageful, a lot of times that rage is anxiety, is that it looks like rage. It looks like because it is, but it's also caused from anxiety. And that is what terrified you. And that also made you question your worth because you were just brought up in that type of an environment. And also because you weren't able to just easily find your like groove. It wasn't possible because there was always having to consider this parent's mood. So, like I said, I feel like you got deep wisdom that you can trust yourself. But when you were living in that environment, I feel it was very difficult for you to trust yourself because what it was that it was always being challenged by the imbalanced people in the environment. So, Spirit saying this was about you, this connection helped you integrate like parts of yourself that were still wounded, still saw yourself wounded, so that you could get the deep wisdom, which is the higher wisdom, which is that you can trust yourself, that you have all the answers inside of you that you know, and it's time for you to go into uncharted waters. Like it's about doing something different. It's about evoke your curiosity to discover new aspects of life, venture in with confidence. That spirit says you learn the spiritual lesson. If you didn't learn the spiritual lesson, you would have been stuck with a person like this. It's like, and would have kept you in a place of disassociation because there would be anxiety. They would keep you in all those emotions. But Spirit said, that's not this. This is time for you to go out into the world and to create new neurological pathways, create new experiences, because that is not who you are. The reason why this karmic mate came into your life was to show you who that parts of yourself is not integrated, and that's keeping you in a lower vibration, that's connecting you to a person that's keeping you bound to that inner child healing where, again, they're not going to give you time and attention. They're not going to give you the love. It's going to keep you in a place of disassociation. Spirit said, I had to make you return back to that energy again so that you would remember it, because subconsciously it was buried. It wasn't at the conscious level, but it was clearly affecting your ability to manifest love and abundance. And because this person, Spirit says that whoever you perceived you are, that's not who you are. Figure out who you are now by going into uncharted waters. Remember, you get the story of who you think you are, and then there's a real story of who you truly are. And God does that for its glory. Again, God is the universe, wants you to see that you are it, that you are all knowing, that unfortunately we grow up in environments and around people and date people that try to make us feel less than what we are. So Spirit says this was, again, that happens when there's fragmentation. You don't know who you are. So again, situations like this are all about helping you to evolve back into your original state, which is just unconditional love, the energy of God, the energy of the universe. So everything, Spirit says, everything turns to light. Work to improve yourself. Embrace all that life brings to you and transform the darkness into light, which is what you did with this situation. Allow yourself to grow and become stronger. And that's going to happen through going into uncharted waters. So this Spirit leaves it off. That says everything turns to light. And it's because you eventually learn. It's like that everything comes into your life for a reason. And maybe not in this lifetime will you learn, but eventually everything evolves back to light. All right, I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.